Now is the time to delve into the world of Nepo babies. And I've been thinking about this a lot because it's been a thing in the culture for a little while now. And, the defense that celebrities will offer vis-a-vis their offspring is like, hey, like a plumber's kid, usually, like if they become a plumber, it's like no big deal. Or if a doctor's kid enters the medical profession, it's no big deal. Yeah, that's right. The problem with this, and I'm going to get into specifics, is that these people are taking up resources and opportunities that other more deserving people are, as a result, missing out on, frankly. So first up, I'm going to bring you, and I'm introducing it this way for a reason, because if you wiki him by one of his two names, what will come up on the home Google page underneath his name is Julianne Moore's son. So Julianne Moore's son has just released a video. I don't know if it's first album or what, I don't care. He's just released a video, and I came across this on Julianne Moore's Instagram account last night. And she should not be doing this, okay? I'm sure she's a lovely person. I saw her on the street once in New York City. She's even more gorgeous and tall in person. But I'm sure she's nice, but like, don't do this. Don't use your fame to help your son, okay? Have your son make it on his own. It's the only way. It's the only way he's gonna have any legitimacy. But no. We've now been introduced. Now his real name, his government name is Caleb Freundlich, but he goes by Caleb Moore. And why does he do that? Because Julianne Moore is the famous one in that marriage, okay? Let's take a quick look at his new music video. I'm not the girl that you thought I was when you met me. All that time he's walking out of frame, and now we're seeing the directed by credits, and then the EP credits, and then director, assistant of photography, colorist, editor, production assistants. I mean, this thing had the crew a size of an independent film. Most struggling musicians don't have that. I don't see anything that's particularly powerful about his voice or his music. He sounds like, a slowed down version of Wilco. It doesn't sound that great. And he also he got again, I found this, I went on his Instagram. He got a big story in Billboard magazine, which, again, most struggling musicians would kill for. And then he had a launch party at some townhouse in New York that was like above some kind of venue. And at this, I'm trying to find it, but I can't find it. I'll just tell you. At this listening party were people like Billy Crudup and, all of his mommy's famous friends. And they're all cheering on this highly mediocre individual who, again, he's not good, and this is not helping him, and it's not helping the culture, Make him grind it out and work. Do you know that Bono has a kid who's like in a band in New York? I couldn't tell you the name of the band. They're probably not very good, but I don't see his kid popping up on Bono's social media. I could be wrong, but I don't see it. Next, we have someone who goes by E.A. Hanks. I believe her first name is Elizabeth. She's the daughter of Tom Hanks. And this is the entire reason, my friends, why this woman has a published book that has just came out. It's called The 10. Nobody's buying it. I checked on Amazon. Nobody's buying it. And now this book is not very well written. It's not, and I think she had a lot of help. And it's ostensibly about growing up with a mother who is mentally ill and kind of abusive. She says, I think there's no blame really cast on the father, who's a major movie star. Surprise. They were divorced. Tom Hanks has successfully scrubbed this, but he did leave his first wife, Elizabeth's mother, for Rita Wilson when they were shooting a film called Volunteers back in the 80s. My deep reading of Premiere Magazine and Movie Line as a child really does come in handy. Anyway, so there's no anger about that. But before I get into, so this book is about a solo trip she took across America to reckon with her childhood and herself. But really, that just sounds like the framework she used to sell the book. Like, well, who cares about your shitty childhood? Fine, your father's Tom Hanks. Who cares? Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll get in a car and I'll just drive across the country, and that'll be the framework. Somebody bought it. This book advance that she got, somebody else missed out on their book deal. A better writer with no connections, no famous family missed out on a book deal. We missed out on a writer who maybe is now going to give up because not selling your book is a real heartbreak. And you feel like it's the marketplace telling you suck. You suck. Nobody cares what you have to say. Now, she took this book and she has inserted white privilege into the book. And she has worked at, by the way, no shortage of media outlets. Vanity Fair, Huffington Post, The Guardian, New York Times, WAPO. She's 43 years old. I think I would have heard of her by now if she was a good writer, okay? Usually they make it by about 43. And also her author photo is for shit. Like, I'm sorry, her parents are, her father and stepfather are famous. Like, where's the redness corrector? Where's the redness corrector? Okay? Like, get a makeup artist to do your hair and makeup for your fucking author photo. Show your readers some respect. Anyway, I got to this extract and I died. I wish I could say that the overwhelming whiteness of my life had not left its mark on me, but of course it did. Whiteness, like money, shows its privilege by hardly ever being discussed. All we do is discuss this. All we do is discuss this. I was raised to believe that racism is easy to identify because it's so hateful. My own racism is the product of ignorance. But what does that matter to the people I've hurt with clueless, an edgy joke, a blithe comment? I started driving east because it was part of my book deal. No, I started driving east because I don't want to be ignorant anymore. Okay, and you know what else I have to say about Elizabeth A. Hanks? A good friend of mine told me this directly, was in the room having the conversation. She was bragging her first book. She goes, I sold out the 92nd Street Y. I don't know how I did it. Yeah, I know how you fucking did it. You did it because your father got roped into having the conversation with you and people came to see your dad, not you, okay? Answered it for you. Finally, we have Apple Martin, Gwyneth's daughter of Chris Martin as well, in a huge spread in Interview magazine, saying nothing of import, except she's telling us that she's at Vanderbilt as a law, history, and society major, and she's taking theater on the side. Here she is wearing a pair of like $700 Prada sunglasses, and she's going to go into show business. She says she wants to be a lawyer because she just wants to help people. Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you about Apple Martin. She has been the subject of very, very stubborn, persistent, years-long rumors that she was kicked out of a very, very prestigious school in LA called the Harvard Westlake School for allegedly bullying a classmate to near suicide, okay? And her mother has never denied that, and nor has she. I don't think anybody's frankly had the balls to ever ask them. But a lot of stuff, for what it's worth, went around about Apple being a mean girl at her little debutante ball in Paris, and Gwyneth issued a someone close to Gwyneth Paltrow, so Schmaltrow, issued a statement to the Daily Mail saying, quote, Apple's more playful and fun, and she's really a total girl's girl. Beware anybody who says they're a girl's girl. Real girls never say that. They just are. You can sense it, okay? This source close to Gwyneth goes on to characterize her, I'm quoting, to characterize her, meaning Apple, as a mean girl is totally untrue. If you have to deny it like that, I think it's true.